Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Crusader here, bringing you another Warframe video, and this time we're going to be talking about Ash Prime. And I'm making this video specifically for those newer players who are just getting into Warframe and who just got their Ash Prime drop. Recently, what happened is that if you connected your Warframe account to your Twitch account and you guys were watching the TennoCon Live reveal event for 30 minutes, then you guys would get an Ash Prime drop. But it didn't, unfortunately, it didn't work out like that. The script was a little broken, and so DE just recently changed the drop script to make it so anybody who signed into Warframe the last 7 days will get an Ash Prime drop, only if you've connected your Warframe account to your Twitch account. So that's pretty much like a free Ash Prime for anyone. So I know a lot of people are interested in Warframe now. I know a lot of my friends are interested in Warframe because of the hype that's generated around Fortuna and you know, the new content coming to Warframe soon. So I think it would be a perfect time to make an Ash Prime video. I also want to take a quick shout out to all my viewers who helped me put this video together. They helped me with this build. I have several builds actually to show off, like Tenkaichi, Hijikaru, Uncle Heck, and Gynecologist. All you guys, thank you guys so much for your help with this. I would not have been able to make this video if it wasn't for you guys. But to get right into it, what Ash Prime is pretty much the ninja assassin of Warframe. He's literally just an assassin, and he utilizes abilities like Shurikens, stealth, and teleporting, and pretty much, you know, execution moves. That's literally his 1 to his 4 abilities. His 1 is a throwing star Shuriken that strips armor. I'll get more into detail with that later. And then you have his stealth ability, and then you have his teleport ability, and then you have his ultimate move, which pretty much casts execution moves on anybody marked. Now, it doesn't seem like I'm doing much damage to them, but there is definitely a specific way you have to play Ash. Like, I know I brought them pretty much to low and critical health, but I could kill these guys a lot quicker, and I could kill them way more efficiently. So the cool thing about Ash is that he has a really awesome passive where, let's take a look at it right here. The bleed effects inflicted on enemies do more damage and they last longer. Bleed effects is pretty much dot damage, and it's going to chunk away enemies' health, and that's the cool thing about Ash, especially with his finisher moves, like you just saw me cast. Now, the thing about Ash is that with his Shuriken ability, you need to have at least 145% ability strength in your build to do the armor strip. So if you have less than 145%, it's going to take you more than one cast to get that armor strip. So if I come over here and show you guys what I mean, so you guys see how these guys have yellow health bars. That means they have armor, and all I have to do is just cast my one once, and they have no armor now, and that leaves them way more vulnerable. And that's the thing you want with your 1. And as for your 2, you want to put as much duration in that as much as you can. The reason why you want to do that is because with your 2, while you're active and you casting your 4, it'll use less energy costs. It'll be less than energy costs on casting. And you can actually take a look at that in the abilities tab of Ash right here. So if you look down here where it says Blade Storm, energy and marking is going to cost you 7.8 energy per mark, and while you're invisible, it's only going to cost you 3.9 energy per mark. So that's why you build into your invisibility. And then the 3 is just flashy ninja stuff. When you use your 3 and teleport to an enemy, you see that little moment of stagger. You know, they're a little disoriented for a little bit. But what's cool about the 3, and what I'm going to show you in one of these builds, is that there's actually an augment that you can use that makes makes them open for finishers and pretty much one-shots them once you cast it. So if I'm gonna go here to my upgrade tab, and I was using this build right here, but we'll get back to that later. This is the build I want to show off first. It's basically 2 of his augments, and if you guys don't know what augments are, they are special mods that are specific to each unique individual Warframe, and they pretty much change up how some of their abilities works. So Seeking Shuriken, right here. Seeking Shuriken is an augment that does the armor strip and hits enemies' weaknesses on enemies, reducing their armor by 70% and for 8 seconds. That's the key. This is one of the very most important augments on Ashe, and I suggest all of you getting this mod. Fatal Teleport. Fatal Teleport is pretty much the one-shot that turn your 3 into a one-shot, and I'll show you what I mean. But the thing about this 3 with this augment is that it's going to require you to have a weapon with Covert Lethality. So I'm using my Radika Dark Dagger here, and with Radika Dark Dagger you build into a Condition Overload build, and it's pretty much key to have Covert Lethality. And what Covert Lethality does is that 100 plus 100 extra damage on melee attacks or lethal damage finishers. So with the Radika Dark Dagger, you can also build a Zaw. That'll work out well. So with the Radika Dark Dagger, I will be able to do this. Pretty much one shot, even with the armor up. So with this build, it's pretty much all about teleporting, ninja casting, and it's like the best way I can put it is just emphasizes on being a ninja. The thing is about this build is that I haven't built into much duration with this build, so you really can't take advantage of the invisibility to get the reduced marking cost on the Blade Storm. So what this build is that we went with Blind Rage, Prime Flow. You need Prime Flow because you want to have a large energy pool for all the casting that you're going to be doing, and you want Stretch because you want to be able to cast and mark. You want to be able to teleport to enemies far away. You want to be able to mark enemies far away, and you want to be able to for your Shurikens to be able to track far away. So yeah, Seeking Shuriken and Fatal Teleport, two key augments right here. Fleeting Expertise, Streamline, Prime Continuity, and we went with a Steel Charge aura because, of course, melee damage. This whole frame is oriented around melee damage. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this build. I'm going to kill all enemies really quick and then simulate them back, and I'm gonna get back into the next build. For newer players, I should have started off with this. I apologize, but for newer players, I would suggest this build. This is my Ashe Prime that I got from the Twitch drops. So this is what you would want for any newer players. This is assuming that you guys have an Aroken reactor installed, which you should. If you've gotten your Ashe Prime from a Twitch drop, then an Aroken reactor should automatically be installed in it, doubling your mod capacity. And once you get it to level 30, you should have even more than that. But I don't even have this Ashe to level 30, so you guys are going to be more than okay when it comes to mod capacity. So this is pretty much what you want to use. Steel Charge you can get from alerts in Warframe. Most of these mods you get from normally playing, but a couple of them, I believe Continuity and Flow can come from excavation missions, but even still, these are pretty all basic mods that you can get from playing early on. So, and actually this build is actually pretty sick. Looking at it, like it's actually pretty cool because you'll have the survivability with your 2, and oh yeah, I'm not leveled, I can't cast it here. Oh well, but you have the survivability with your 2. You have the efficiency. You have the efficiency to cast most of your abilities over and over, and the strength is not enough to do significant damage because you don't have 145%, and that's also assuming you don't have Seeking Shuriken, the augment. but it's still a pretty sick build for newer players. So this is the beginner build. You guys can take a screenshot of it or come back to this video if you want. But other than that, I'm going to move on to the next veteran build for experienced players. This build right here is pretty much the same as my build right here with Blind Rage, Prime Flow, Streamline, Prime Continuity, Stretch, and Fleeting Expertise, and Seeking Shuriken, but we're pretty much replacing Narrow-Minded. We're replacing Fatal Teleport with Narrow-Minded, and for the Exilus slot, we're using Cunning Drift instead of Power Drift. What Cunning Drift does is give the extra ability range, and Power Drift is giving the extra bit of ability strength. So in this build does not require you to have the Ratka Dark Dagger or any dagger with Covert Lethality. This is more so this build is more directly towards using your invisibility toward your advantage. With this build, you're going to be taking advantage of your 2 more often. With this build, you get 13 seconds of invisibility. That's more than enough time to mark as much enemies as you possibly can, and then cast. One thing I forgot to mention is that when your little Spectre is doing all this, if you press 3, you're gaining immunity frames from this. As you can see in the top right, my health is, I'm completely invulnerable right now to all damage, but you lose control of your character until the casting is pretty much done. And another thing that's nice about this build, you're still keeping the 145% damage with Seeking Shuriken, so pretty much one throw, and their armor is gone, and then you can pretty much just do what you gotta do. But the thing is that, once again, this build emphasizes on using your invisibility, and you want to make sure that you get 3 marks on your target. Inflict the most bleed damage as possible, and they'll pretty much just die over time. So, keeping your 2 up, casting, shredding armor, casting. And that is pretty much Ash Prime, ladies and gentlemen. I actually did not use Ash Prime much before the Twitch Prime drop deal, and putting this build together and putting it together with my community on stream was actually a lot of fun. And he could actually be a lot of fun, and he just looks pretty sick. I probably won't be getting into a fashion frame video if that's what you guys are wondering, but I'll show you guys what I'm wearing really quick. I'm just using the Magor chest armor, and then I'm using the Prisma Navarus shoulders, and then the Magor leg guards as well. And for the Syandana, I'm using the Constella Syandana, and yeah, and I would say just go with whatever colors you want. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope all the newer players enjoyed this video, and you guys are enjoying Warframe. Once again, if you guys are new to the channel, you guys can follow me on Twitter. You guys can drop a sub to the channel. You guys can join my Discord, and you guys can definitely drop a follow to my Twitch channel where I'm live and interactive there. And if you guys ever had any questions about Warframe, please feel free to hit me up and let me know what you guys need, if you guys need any guidance or advice. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good night, stay safe, and peace.